James catches, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, heat pack in the air, we about to blow. This the basement, ain't nobody safe, you already know. Grab a seat and kick your feet before you get too comfortable. You want the X's and the O's, the trade, yes and no. Friends and the foes, the butlers and the heroes. You can feel it in your soul, when the ring is the goal. But if somebody need to go, we be sure to let you know. Going hard for my dogs is an everyday thing. Like Jimmy down the lane of 13 off the screen. Whole squad keep it tucked like number 17. Bring your takes and your memes, going hard for the team. Going down in the basement. It's going down in the basement. Get your takes off. Get your takes off. Going down in the basement.
Yeah. I am host that shall remain anonymous because tonight I've seen a lot of guys who have previously shacked and packed hoop they ass out tonight as the Heat blew the fucking Milwaukee Bucks out again, 121-99. Before we get started, we want to send our prayers out to Victor Oladipo. One of the saddest parts of tonight. The only sad part about tonight. Big dog, get well soon. Ice them knees, hammies, traps, glutes, all that, bro. It's been fun. But prayers to you, bro. Speedy recovery. All that. But you bitches listen to me. I had no fucking idea that Duncan Robinson was gonna come out here and shoot their lights out. So, welcome to the Basement Sports Postgame Show. I am joined today by Alex Sheltman. Don't give a fuck how he doing. We got them two melanated, beautiful members of the Cain Gang. My boy Cain TJ, and of course the chairman of the Cain Gang, Ricky J. Mark. My boys, let's start with TJ. What did we just watch, bro?
Bro, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even know. 55.
Oh my God.
It wasn't even just that he was hitting the night, right? He was playing defense, bro. Like defending for look at the boy.
Come on, man. Come on.
The boy's
man.
playing defense.
Come
he was
on,
making
man.
shots. Look at that.
It felt like 2020 all over again, TJ.
He took Drew Holiday off the dribble.
That's crazy. That's historically accurate and crazy.
My God, this
my
game was crazy, bro. I mean, everything that you wanted to see from Miami's perspective, the defense, the shots, everything was there. You got the whole recipe, except for Bam. But you got the whole thing. You got Jimbo. Jimbo got hurt in the end, but hey, we bet. He be all right. But bro, this game was crazy, man. We won't get into specifics, but bro, I don't know what just happened. I have no explanation.
I don't think nobody is, bro. Thank you, David Sasson, for the Christian Radical coins with the 2,500 of them bitches. He said, "Hey man, I just noticed that Tyler gonna spend the offseason taking falling lessons with Tua. We're not gonna talk about him tonight. We can not right now. We can. And about how much better. Luke Apollon with the 199. Don't know. He said Bam looked like a role player. That's a problem. I thought Bam Adebayo played fine. I do not care. He shot 10 times. He was missing, so he stopped shooting and he did other stuff. He kept Brook Lopez and goddamn Bobby Portis off the glass. He played phenomenal defense. Look, I know we was talking about a lot of times that where we needed Bam to score in addition to those other things. Tonight we did. because we were hitting shots. Thank you, Dan, the film jet. Consistency is key, ladies and gentlemen. With the $5 dono, he said, Jim VP, Jim VP, Jim VP, Jim VP, Jim VP. Prayers for Oladipo, man. Shout out to that, man. 1,000. Thank you, Lucky_Luciano23 for the $2 dono. He said, he'd have just difficult to beat in the 7-game series. I think they have some unique advantages against this team. And Giannis being hurt is amongst them. Thank you, James Todd, with the $10 dono. He said, I'm going to say it. This should be 3-0. Also, it's amazing what's happening when role players actually do their jobs and are not asked to go above and beyond. Amazing how that works. Go Heat. Listen, bro, everybody's getting excited. I'm excited right along with y'all, but let us not forget now. Let us not. TJ, was that a cast that I seen on your hand?
What's going on?
The dick eating is generational.
Can we just move along? Can you continue?
That's
Sure.
crazy.
Ricky,
That's crazy.
Ricky, we didn't hear your thoughts on this game. Go ahead and tell me your thoughts on the game tonight, brother.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I said at the end of the last stream that Miami was going to blow them out. And what a surprise. I'm right again this season. It happened. What more you want me to say? Believe me when I say so.
Where's your mic picking up from, Ricky?
What?
Where's your mic picking up from? You're fading in and out.
I'm fading in and out?
Oh, you good
How about now?
Go ahead. Cool. Yeah, you good.
Oh, well, no, I mean, I was right. Again, this is becoming routine. I did say we were going to blow them out at the end of the last stream. I mean, super producer Justin, you're more than welcome to pull that clip up. I did say that was going to happen, and lo and behold, it happened. So I don't know what you want me to say at this point. It's just, yeah.
Hey, Ricky, I'm just going to tell you like this. Get out my bag. I've been saying that he go blow people out for 3 years.
Whoa!
I just gotta, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I used to say that all the time when I was upstairs. I don't know what's going on. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Hey, man. Hey, brother. This is upstairs now. Professor Shelton. Go ahead and cook, brother. Tell me what you saw from the game tonight. This is up fucking stairs.
I saw some quality 3-point shooting for the second game in 3 straight games.
I'm sorry.
Something that has not been attainable over an extended stretch this season. I want to shout out James Todd. He said this should be 3-0. You're right. It should be. The Bucks should be up 3-0. But certain things have fallen our way, and certain things equals Giannis Antetokounmpo, who fell on his ass and broke that shit. So ultimately, we caught a break in that regard, and we are up 2-1. But I'm not here to argue with that. I'll take it. This team is still ass. Treat that on a game-to-game basis, and we'll see it. We'll see what happens in Game 4.
Yeah, I know it's going to happen in Game 4, but I'll wait till later to tell y'all what's happening. So let's talk about some of these individual performances. Of course, Jimbo was in the Duffy today, TJ, and didn't even play for the majority of the fourth quarter. Did he play none of the fourth quarter? I don't think he played any of the fourth quarter, but Jimmy Butler in 28 minutes scored 30 points, gave you 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Very efficient shooting, 12 of 19. TJ, tell me what Jimbo was doing in the folks out there.
Pretty much whatever he wanted. Bro was having a field day. Obviously, he did the Jimmy thing. Let's put my head down. You're going to get these floaters. You're going to get these little push shots. You're going to get these mid-range jumpers. And then I'm going to hit 3 threes on you, out of nowhere. Yeah,
TJ.
He had 4 of them things.
4 for 4 like this bitch Wendy's, my boy.
But bro, I don't know, man. Michael Jordan came to play tonight, man. I'm proud of him. I'm glad that we have this version of him. I don't know what it is when it hits April, and that the regular 82 is. Hey, heard him say. Don't know what you're talking about. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. But man, Michael Jordan came to play, man. And anytime he's in the playoffs, it's hard to say that I expect it, but this is just what he do, bro. This is what he do. And at this point, it's just it's not like an anomaly. Like the whole playoff insert player's name here. The only player that can qualify for is Jimmy Butler at this point because he's on a whole different stratosphere when it comes to the real 16. So, hey, man, shout out to Jimbo.
What made it so particular?
Number behind you?
Oh, yeah, that's 55. That's 55.
Oh.
We stand him on this. We stand him on this program.
Wait a minute, brother.
Fuck is you talking about? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, and the tweet from my dog Tiffany Meeks. Pat Jimbo was on the way. But listen, like what made it particularly interesting is that for the game, their game plan was to put Jrue Holiday, generally regarded as the best perimeter defender in the league, on Jimmy. And Jrue Holiday makes it tough for anybody to score. But he was giving Jrue the work. Okay? Like he was little boying Jimbo. Like talk about that matchup in particular, Ricky. Like how was Jimmy able to be so effective against one of the best defenders in the league?
I mean, as you know, as good as Jrue Holiday is as a perimeter defender, you know, there is a weight and size advantage that Jimmy has. I mean, backing him down, getting into the paint. I mean, when he's on the perimeter, you can see how Jrue can make it really hard for Jimmy to get into his spots. But once Jimmy's able to bully his way into those spots, it gets a lot easier for him to do that. Now, here's the thing, though. Jimmy did hit a couple threes tonight, and if you hit 3 threes, that's 9 points. It takes a few more field goals to get to 9 points if you're just shooting twos or shooting free throws. So I think that's also something we need to take into consideration as well.
Yeah, 4 3.
Oh, he had 4. So 4 times 3 is 12 points, right? So that's already 12 points. You're just under halfway to 25. So, you know, if my math is correct, then, you know, if he's getting those shots up before Jrue can really get into, you know, his guts, so to speak, then, yeah, I mean, I could see how you get those points. No, don't squint. Don't squint. I said what I said. I said what I said.
I didn't.
Don't squint.
I didn't squint. My eyebrows went up.
No, not you. You good. You good. This one right here. This one right here.
We're going to pause that, ladies and
gentlemen. Resume.
That's a tough.
Resume.
That's a tough ass. That's a tough correction, K. The chairman has always been a part of the gang. I don't know what you talking about. Thank you, James Todd, with the $10 dono again. Divorce your wife. He said this season is literally Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know who's going to show up on a game-by-game basis. Hell, neither do we. That's what make these post-game shows so fun. He said, also, I think we all know Giannis is playing game 4 for sure. No way in hell he misses game 4. No way. Oh, for sure. We have forced that. If he could have set up this entire series, he would have. But we have forced this motherfucker back into the series, which is fine by me. Like, I'm good with that. I think Miami has put themselves in a position where they have taken control of the series. And so even Giannis coming back, like, we still should be able to make it tough on them. And so I'm like, win or lose or draw, like, I'm satisfied with the outcome. We got 2 games out of the series. I thought we weren't getting that many. So, like, I'm good here. Shelton, what were your thoughts on Jimmy Butler?
If you've been watching me on this show this whole season, I've been pretty adamant when saying Jimmy Butler needs to put up fucking 20 points in the first half. And he had 17 in the first quarter. Because when that man starts early, it opens up the offense for everyone around him. What did he do in game 1? Same thing. When he gets going early, it opens up, spreads the floor, the shooters get going. It creates a certain dynamic amongst the team that we cannot replicate if he's trying to dish out 8 assists. You got a bruised ass. Okay. Well,
yeah.
We'll take that. I guess it's a little better than a busted up tailbone. So, anyway, back to my point. When you're able to, you know, create by drawing people to you. So to Ricky's point earlier, when he hit those 3 early threes, I know he had 4 for the game. When he hit the 3 early threes, Jrue now has to press up on him a little bit. Even though Jimmy's not a 3-point shooter, he now has to press up on him more to respect that shot. And that creates the mismatch because now Jimmy can try to go around him. He can put his body into him and be a bigger person than Jrue Holiday is. But ultimately, you know, he didn't play the 4th. He didn't need to because of the advantages that he created for the team, not only through his own play, but by opening the game up for others to get their shit going.
Yeah, I think that's been big for them. Like Jimmy looking for his offense early. It's kind of like Bam was looking for his offense early too. That shit just wasn't happening. Like it's kind of these are the types of games that you take from Bam. Like he was shooting like shit, stop shooting. But yeah, ultimately to your Jimmy point, the 3-point shooting did open up his ability to get to the lane against Jrue Holiday. Thank you, HM, with the $5 dono. I hope you're having a good night. He said, "Is it time to consider starting Doughboy over Gabe now, or is that blasphemy?" I wouldn't say it's blasphemy, HM. I would just say you don't mess with a good thing. Lowry has been producing better off the bench. Let him stay there. Like he actually stabilized that bench tonight, which is something that I'm gonna get to because the bench is actually what won us the game. He said Gabe has been rotten, or do you keep Lowry with the bench mob? I think I just answered that. But yes, Gabe wasn't great tonight. But I don't expect Gabe to be, as long as Gabe not trying to hijack the offense when he's not great, then I'm fine. Gabe only took 5 shots. He was 1 for 5. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Like, thank you, my dog Heather, with the $4.99 dono. She said the fact that Caleb isn't even shown once in the opening credit video is wild. Heather, that video was made at the beginning of the season. Nobody thought Caleb Martin was gonna be worth a fuck.
Gentlemen, I want you to do me a favor. Remove this cracker from my show.
Can I ask somebody here, Justin? A wall there with the $20 dono. He said, fuck the Bucks. 2 down, 14 to go. Talk to me nice now. We winning the fucking championship. I don't know, I already predicted it. Thank you, somebody with a $2 dono. He said, Duncan has 0 fouls. What? I do want to talk about that boy. I do want to talk about him because, brother, ooh. Listen, we got to talk about 55, man. And Shelton, we're going to start with you this time, bro. 55 is a notorious basement up. You want to go first, TJ? You know, you got on that Tyler Cash, bro. I feel like I should skip you, bro. You think Ricky should go first? I don't know what you're doing.
You cook, brother. You cook, brother.
Okay.
Go to Alex.
Okay, go ahead. Shelton, 55 is a notorious basement up. But tonight, what can I say? Oh, boy was doing the thing. Oh, yes, indeed. Duncan Robinson, bro. Take off.
Yeah. He didn't pick up 2 fouls in the first 8 steps on the court, so it was already a plus night. Everything else from there was a bonus. And then hitting his first 3 threes, I think it was. You know, I was content with 9 points at that point, you know. The man played really fucking well. Like, I don't have much more to say. Like, I don't expect anything at this point just because we never see the man. But he shot the shit out of the ball. He played not horrendous defense. And he did that. He did that.
Get your little ass off of me. I am Duncan Robinson. Play the video. Just see what the fuck, bro. Why is he just standing there? I didn't know that was a JPEG. I thought that was a goddamn video, bro. I wanted to see Duncan. I'm sorry.
Man, when he did that to Jrue, I ascended. I reached another planetary. Listen, I'm taking this win for Duncan, all right? Score 1 for the Whites on this one.
I beg your pardon?
Hey, brother. They got the takeaway they could get him in the basement, brother.
Yeah.
Hey,
Listen, Duncan's not scoring us many points, Ricky, all right? This might be the only point he scores us.
Come on.
Who's us?
Listen. You know who us is, Kane. Don't do it to him. They got to take the points where they can take. We can give Duncan Robinson some love. We can give Duncan Robinson some love tonight, Kane. Talk about Duncan Robinson, Ricky.
I will not be doing that. I have nothing to say about Duncan Robinson tonight. Oh, yeah, 4. So 4 times 3 is 12. That concludes my thoughts on Duncan Robinson. Thank you.
Okay. TJ, talk about the boy 55, bro.
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, chat. Let me see the 55s, man. Spam up the 55s in the chat. My dog was cooking today, bro. I'm so proud of him. He hit his first 2, right? He hit his first 2 threes, and then he got, I think it was Grayson Allen, put Grayson Allen in a box trying to get to the rim, then came down on the other end and hit another one. I said, oh, 55. What you doing, baby? What you doing? And he was talking. They had to call a timeout off a Duncan Robinson shot. When was the last time that? Ricky J. Monk.
It's disgusting.
Why do you have to do this? But nevertheless, I appreciate y'all. Chat. But y'all see it, man. I ain't gonna say he back. I ain't gonna say, because we do this every time. Every time Duncan Robinson have a game where he looked like a competent NBA player, everybody be like, "Oh, Duncan's back," and then the next game he's shooting 1 for 7, got 6 fouls, and we can't see him for like 8 more games. So,
Cook white woman.
what you not gonna do, Holland?
Oh
What
my God, bro.
What you're not gonna do is disgrace the good name of 14.
This man has a solidarity cast with Tyler Herro.
He is out battling injury 4 to 6 weeks, but he's still supporting the team. The arena is named after his girl. I mean, what more do you want from the man? I appreciate you, 14. Speedy recovery for you, brother.
Not about him tonight. The only
Have drawn even. Robinson crosses over and he will take it all the way to the rim and finish on his
live footage of Duncan Robinson versus Dru Holiday. Just listen, bro. When Duncan Robinson took Dru Holiday off the dribble, brother. Come on. Cool, Justin. But when Duncan Robinson took Dru off the dribble, my brother, there was no greater feeling for me. It was the perfect way to cap off like a wonderful performance. He started with hitting his threes, and then he gave us the extra shit. Let's go to the other guy. Benchmark Captain Kyle Lowry, bro. Listen, bro. I ain't gonna hold a Husky guy. I'm not gonna hold him. Jet has been playing. All right, now. Kane Ricky, do you care to give us your thoughts on Kyle Lowry?
Okay, fine. I think low-key, this is actually a really good situation for Kyle Lowry. I think this was something that was a long time coming, given his waning abilities. The fact that he's making what I think he's got maybe the third highest salary on this team is probably why there was so much perhaps reticence to actually bring him off the bench, where someone of his age and skill set would have actually benefited from playing against lesser talent. But I think right now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Miami seems to be doing well with him coming off the bench and keeping things stable while Jimmy and bam, are you kidding me? No. While Jimmy and, well, I guess Jimmy's other Jimmy persona, whatever, keeps the starting lineup in line. I mean, it feels good to have a veteran that is actually somewhat playable that you can bring off the bench. And that is what Kyle Lowry is doing. And, well, I mean, hey, good for them. But at this price tag, Miami can do better next season.
Oh, for sure. But Colin, fuck you. We're going to blow your ass out, bro. The rest, when Giannis come back too. So... What is this? Kyle Lowry for 3. His shot won't go. You got me fucked up. Kyle Lowry tonight was 5 of 10. Sheltman, talk to me about the man with the moves. How did you feel he played tonight?
Oh, man. He was solid. I'll give him that. The Whopper man earned about a seventh of his contract today. Just today. Yeah. What do you have? 15 and 3, 5 of 10, 2 turnovers, one turnover.
Plus 27.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. He should not be starting. He should continue in the bench role. It's clearly, he hasn't been good aside from that 33-point game. But he's been, and tonight he's been serviceable, which prior to serviceable was hot ass. So it's an upgrade. And we need any upgrade at this point that we can get. I think he has found his role in the bench unit, and it's not like he's not always playing with one of Jimmy or Bam anyway. Like one of them's always out there when he's out there, so he'll find a way to get in, what he can. But it's fitting better. I was advocating for Kyle to the bench over Tyler earlier in the year. Tyler is out now for other reasons, but I still like Kyle in the bench role just because he helps the other guys get their shot and find their spots on the floor.
I was in favor of Tyler being on the bench in favor of Max, and we actually got to see what that looked like tonight, where we saw Kyle, Max, Jimmy, Caleb, and Bam on the court at the same time, and it looked fantastic. Just wanted to throw that out there. TJ, you wanted to jump in on something that he was saying, but after you get finished doing that, I want you to talk about Kyle Lowry too.
No, it was in reference to Kyle.
Okay.
I'm excited about like what he's doing off the bench. I feel like at least recently, I know his playoff numbers are disgusting, but I know we're praying for our brother. I know his playoff numbers are disgusting, but like late in the season, he's starting to like figure out how he can get his little offense in and how he can be effective. He's starting to drive to the rim more often. Obviously, it's not like he's slow and, unathletic, and it looks weird. It's not very appealing basketball, but like it works, Is this going to continue next game? I doubt it. But for now, like we can appreciate the moments because they're happening more often. Like it's not where he's complete garbage night in, night out, where like it's just we expect very little to nothing from him, whereas now he comes off the bench, we feel like, oh, he can provide a little bit of a punch and give our bench some juice, just a little bit. Like he's effective now. So shout out to Kyle Lowry, man. I'm glad like he played well. I like what he was doing. I like the pull-ups that he was taking. I like his little floaters. I like he was getting to the rim, drawing fouls. Like all that stuff is good. All the little flopping and all that, like it's cool with me when it works, bro. Like keep doing you, bro. And hopefully he'll give us another game in this series where he's actually effective. But I like whenever it comes to like Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Max Strus, any of these dudes, bro, if you give us a good game, like I appreciate you, but I'm not expecting it next game. So yeah, that's really it.
So for Kyle Lowry, I think his role becomes increasingly more important now because even though we didn't originally anticipate Victor Oladipo kind of being in the rotation, Vic was really solid, like and really important at spurts of this game. Like Vic and Caleb were the ones defending Dru the best on the team, and that shit really put like a halt to what Milwaukee was trying to do. So losing Vic in that capacity also like means more minutes for Kyle. So he's going to become more important as the series goes on. So it'll only benefit us if he's playing well. Thank you, Dan the Film Jet, with the $5 dono. He said, yo, this game was crazy. You had Duncan outperforming Bam in points. You're telling me Duncan, the bench warmer, waterborne, better than Bam? Insane. He wasn't better than Bam. In terms of overall impact, I think people will look at Bam's stat line and not realize the masterclass that he put on, like in this game. But Bam was crazy good tonight. He just didn't shoot the ball well. I don't care what you say, Ricky J. Mark. It really don't bother me none.
I didn't say anything.
I know. I really want to call this first C karate. Thank you, David Sesson, for the karate raccoon coins, 1,000 of them. He said Jimmy has a bruised cheek. Can Kyle give him some? We all know Kyle has something to spare. Thank you to my dog Heather with the $4.99. Don't know. She said Justin got jokes queued up just for the white girl. Shaking my head. Do better. Listen, brother. Oh, you're not a brother. Listen, Heather, we got jokes queued up for any situation that comes on here. Somebody asked you, Ricky, is that a cashmere?
Mind your business.
Holla at him, J. Mark. Tell the what's his name?
Boy, got that shit off Wish.
Come on now. Exy rolled that boy got on.
I don't do Wish.
Salvation Army red that big got on. Let's actually talk about Caleb. Caleb was pretty good tonight, too. Ricky, we're going to start with you. Give me your thoughts on Caleb's game tonight.
Caleb is an energy player. He is a bull in a china shop. The living definition of a bull in a china shop. On some nights, he'll perform the way he has tonight. Interestingly enough, I do recall him having a history of actually playing rather well against the Bucks, because for him, it's not really something you could game plan for. Caleb Martin is the kind of player who flies by the seat of his pants. He kind of just reacts to whatever is in front of him, and he just pushes forward. He's constantly pushing. And you know, it's a very important thing to have when you're playing a team like the Bucks, because the Bucks are, you know, they're disciplined, they're focused, they have a pretty well set roster, but Caleb can be a sort of X factor. I think if this team were better, constructed, Caleb would look even better out there, because this is a guy who gets garbage points. He's only about 6'4", 6'5", and yet he plays usually the big forward spots for this team, and he's just all over the place. And in a team, in a league today that is as positionless as it is, someone like Caleb Martin, especially what he's done today, just nonstop energy, playing like, you remember those not old school, but like those Heat teams shortly after Wade left, where they were playing like the 30-11 team. They outplayed you. He would fit very well on that team, and he would contribute a great deal to wins the way he has as of late. I think Miami should be lucky that Caleb is that they're currently playing the Bucks. What? But anyways, currently playing the Bucks, because this is his wheelhouse. And as long as Miami can continue to remain competitive in this series, then Caleb Martin should continue to have pretty good games, such as what you see here on the screen. And it's interesting because when he went down, especially after Depot unfortunately went down, the first thought I had was, okay, is this gonna potentially slow Caleb down? But it turns out, no, it didn't. It seems to me that he continues to serve as almost like Miami's insurance policy whenever they need energy.
Man, listen, and you know who else got insurance? The primary sponsor of the Basement Sports Network, Simple Health Advisors. Insurance does not need to be complicated, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you email our guy, James Pugh, or give him a call and tell him that the Basement sent you. Email him at jpugh@simplehealthadvisors.com or give him a call at 321-345-7738. Again, that's 321-345-7738. 321-345-7738. Again, we want to thank the people at Simple Health Advisors, and particularly I got James Pugh, who's been with us all season long. We appreciate you guys for sponsoring this network. Beautiful lob, King. Appreciate that. But yeah, to your point about the way Caleb Martin plays, one of those plays that particularly showed that was when he got that offensive rebound after he ran from like a three-point line. He like slithered around Pat Connaughton, I think it was, for the little putback. Shit was beautiful. But I want you to talk about Caleb's game tonight, TJ.
Man, he was really good, man. He had 11 rebounds. That's like, first thing was like, that's crazy. Boy had Drew Holiday in jail. That boy was praying to get Caleb Martin off of him, bro. That boy was a nightmare for him. Like, I love Caleb. I've loved Caleb since last season, man. And just seeing him do this on like in the playoffs and like not backing down from nobody. Bro don't care. Like bro don't care where he is in the rotation. It doesn't matter like, you know, what spot he's put in, what amount of touches he has. You know, bro just come in, bring energy, plays his role. Doesn't matter if he playing power forward, playing guard. Like, bro, he's really good, man. He's really good at the basketball. I love to see him here, like moving forward. I want to see him like be a part of a team that's, you know, actually constructed to win a championship. You know, I'm not going to put Miami in a bust. Like, they won tonight, but like seeing him be a big part of a championship ready team, like, bro, he fit in perfectly, man. So I love this game tonight. I love what he was doing defensively. The energy was there offensively. Didn't shoot the ball incredibly, but like, bro, his energy created buckets for him, you know, his putbacks and offensive rebounds and just second opportunities and deflections. And he was doing all the little stuff, man, all the little stuff that, you know, the culture and Heat fans love to see, man. So good for Caleb.
Now, for sure. My girl Heather with the 199 don't know. She said he got that dog in him, Ricky. # Caleb. Listen, you will get no arguments from nobody on this panel tonight about that. We want to thank my boy George, Heat Lifer, with the 5 Barbie Bucks. He said, much love to you all. Have a great stream. Prayers to Oladipo. George, I'm here. The stream will always be great with my presence. Fuck is you talking about? Go ahead, Alex. Talk about Caleb's game tonight.
Yeah, Caleb was excellent tonight. Like TJ said, he did a little bit of everything, which is, you know, all you can ask for from a guy on the contract that he's on. he reminds me a lot of like a watered down version of Luol Deng in some ways. He sort of does like a little bit of everything on the court. He defends, wings at a pretty good level. He's more athletic, I would say, but he's not obviously quite as good as Luol Deng was at his prime. But I will take that, honestly, because Caleb Martin, if he continues to play like this, he's going to be one of the most valuable contracts on the team. There's two things that I didn't like from Caleb this game. Please stop shooting 5 threes a game. It's not your thing. Just take 2. If you make the first one, take a second one. If you miss it, maybe take one more and then stop, whether you make it or miss it. And then the second thing, and this extends beyond Caleb, I think. This can go for the whole team. You're up 20 with 3 minutes left. Why are you diving for a high-risk, low-reward ball on the floor? Know where you're at in the game. That is culture. A very low IQ play. Yes. I mean, yeah, culture, but we just saw 3 plays before that Vic blow his knee out.
With Tyler Herro.
Yeah, I need if we want to have any prayer at anything of a playoff run here, and trust me, you will need to pray to a lot of deities for that to work. We cannot have our dudes getting hurt up 20 with 3 minutes left. It's not we can't afford to lose a Caleb Martin because we don't have another player that can replace him.
No, we do not. We do not have another player that can replace that boy. So it will be in our best interest if he continues to play that well. Because now, I mean, speaking of, his role on the bench became more prominent now that we switched up the starting lineup with Kevin Love starting next to Bam. How did you guys feel that worked there? How did you like that, TJ?
Honestly, it was really the Brook thing. It's short of the Brook thing. You allow Bam Adebayo to play Brook. You can play drop. You allow Kevin Love to go on Bobby Portis. You can play drop there. With Max Strus, it's heavily dependent on, Mike Budenholzer being dumb and just not going at the Brook Lopez thing. So that now that you saw last game that, Bud was like, okay, we're just going to do the Brook Lopez thing, and Brook Lopez cooked them, and it led to shooter after shooter making shots, and they got hot, and you know how the story ends. But with Bam and Kevin Love out there, they're taller. It's harder to pick up on those mismatches. Kevin Love isn't the greatest thing in the post, but he's 6'9", 6'10", he's tall. So, and then offensively, it stretches out the defense a little bit. So, if there was going to be an adjustment, this was going to be the one that fixed it. With Giannis being out, with Giannis coming back in, we could see a completely different starting lineup, and that could work. So, yeah, I like what I saw, man. It was the best adjustment they could have made for the situation they were given.
So, and this kind of is going to lead me to the Bam conversation, because people will talk about how ineffective Bam was on the offensive side, which is warranted. Yes, he was not great. He started the game 1 for 5 or some shit like that. Was just shooting awful. But last game, Brook Lopez had 28, 29. Mm-hmm. This game, Brook Lopez had 6. Primarily because of Idris. Ricky, yep. I'm gonna switch the conversation. I want to switch it from the starting lineup to Bam Adebayo specifically. Give me your thoughts on how Bam played tonight.
At around this time of the year, we always get this something tease of Bam Adebayo shooting threes in pregame, during pregame shoot-arounds and warm-ups and everything, only to find out that during the game he doesn't actually shoot them, and if he does, it's usually 1 or 2 attempts, and then that's pretty much it. It's all right, you happy, internet wrestling community? Did you get the heel turn you wanted so badly? Can I get back to my game of passivity now? Thank you, jeez, God. And then, all that. Look, I think one of the most important things about a player is that if they notice that something about them isn't working, they go and find other ways to contribute to the team. And that's very important. My criticisms of Bam Adebayo are well documented, and I think a lot of Heat Twitter, or just the Heat community, shares them as far as him being aggressive, him having a bag, things of that nature. But the reality is he did make a considerable effort defensively, which quite frankly was his wheelhouse before offense ever entered the picture. I mean, you're talking about a Bam Adebayo who, okay, he only had 12 points, but he got you 11 rebounds. He was able to do that even with, granted, Brook didn't end up playing as much as he otherwise would, but, he got you 11 rebounds. He got you 5. Yeah, that's true. He also, 42 to 13? Lord, all right. He also got 5 assists, and as a big man, that's pretty important. That's pretty impressive to get 5 assists out of your big guy. That's good basketball. It leads me to believe that even though he only had 5 assists, he was moving the ball around and doing his best to get guys in the right positions to score. Because obviously, based on what he was trying to do offensively, essentially what he was trying to do offensively wasn't necessarily working the way perhaps we or he might have wanted it to. So I'm glad that he wasn't as much of a detriment on the game as he otherwise could have been. That said, however, and I want to be very clear on this, it's very easy to look at the production and lose sight of the fact that this Heat team did win by around 20 points. It was 121-99. If the Heat lose, what are we talking about regarding Bam? How come that 12 isn't 25? Because the reality is, whether you're blowing a team out, whether it's close, when you're that max guy, when you're that head honcho, so to speak, even with another guy scoring 25, we expect scoring out of you. Because if you are putting points on the board, then it's easier for the team to win. That's pretty, I hope what I'm saying here isn't too controversial. But, I'm glad that Bam wasn't a detriment, and I hope to see more out of him. But at this point, my feelings about Bam have quite frankly crystallized. And at this point, it's like, whatever. I'm not really expecting the world out of him anymore. Those days, that ship has sailed as far as I'm concerned.
I don't think what you're saying is controversial so much as it feels like it lacks the proper context of what was happening in the game.
Sure.
I understand the overarching point. We do need Bam to be more aggressive as a scorer in order to reach the max. I love your Dragon Ball Z reference when it comes to Bam Adebayo. And so in order for us to reach our fullest potential, we do need him. But tonight in specific, we did not, because we got the shooting that we've been so sorely lacking.
Exactly.
So we needed him to do exactly what he was doing. TJ, you wanted to jump in here real quick, bro. Go ahead.
He mentioned Bam Adebayo's assist, him plus bench lineup. I think it was Kyle, Caleb. Who else? Vic was out there, and
Kyle, Caleb,
Duncan.
Vic, and Duncan.
Yes, bruh. The pace that they played with is
absurd.
Perfect,
Absurd.
bruh. Let Bam run the show. Bam was getting downhill, finding shooters. They were swing, wide open shot, swing, drive, kick out. That's the type of, that's what I need Bam Adebayo to be doing when Jimmy's off the floor. I need him to be in control of the tempo. I need him to be getting himself in the offense in ways that are other than shooting if his shot's not going to go. Obviously, he has aggression problems at times. Sometimes it's more so I just want you to look like you're being aggressive. If the shots ain't falling. But at least from a process standpoint, get to your spot, take shots. Don't just settle for the mid-range. If you got a smaller guy on you, take him to the rim. Little things like that. If you miss, you miss. But with the bench, bro, the pace has to be up with him, because that's when we saw Bam at his best early in the season. When the pace was up, he was obviously able to get downhill and work, and they were running things for him. The pace was much quicker. So if it's going to be Bam plus bench minus Jimmy, let him run, bro. Just let him run and get into the offense that way, and then see what happens after that.
No, for sure. James Todd, thank you for the $5 dono. He said, for all the struggles we've had this season, of course, we'd be leading the postseason in scoring and shooting percentage. Of course. Listen, brother.
For now.
We thought this team was going to be a first-round exit. Who at this point would be surprised if they're an NBA champion? Me. I would absolutely be shocked. Not even going to hold you, because I expect that mid to come back around this corner one day. Shelton, get your shit off about Bam.
Bam was excellent tonight, and I think people need to contextually lower their expectations of the player that he is. Just because he has a bad night offensively doesn't mean he's not making high-value impact. He's not Giannis. He's not the type of player that's going to go out, get you 27, and play elite defense. He's never going to be that. So you need to pull your expectations down. He is a 20 to 22 point per game player at best with the good defense. And everyone is expecting him to be this dude that can literally do everything. He's going to switch on every player. He's going to guard 1 through 5. He's going to lock everyone up from, 7-footers to 6-foot, ball handlers. He's going to, go and get you 25 and 12 or some shit. It's not going to happen. Like that's not who he is as a player. There are probably 5 players in this league that are going to bring it on both ends defensively and offensively and give you that 25 point per game type of thing. Bam just doesn't have that as a ceiling offensively, and that's fine. Like, he doesn't need to give you that. And as Royal, you were saying, for the context of the game, he saw the team around him playing well despite his poor shooting, and he fell into his role. And that's all we needed for that game.
This is killing me. No, it is not.
No, yeah, it's not.
No, it is not.
Well, here's what's interesting about the whole salary thing, right? As Alex was talking, I realized something. Bam would have been the perfect center playing next to Dwayne, LeBron, and Chris Bosh. He would have been the perfect guy next to them. He would literally have done everything. And here's the thing, as a result of the hierarchy of talent on that team, he wouldn't be getting max money. But as a result of the fact that he's arguably, if not the most talented, the second most talented player on the team, at least at the time when he was commanding that max contract, the market was like, all right, well, you know what? I want that. So give me that, or else, there's going to be some problems in about a year and a half. So I understand it, and I know I used to say that. I used to say that before, with the whole salary thing, but sure, yeah. But it's just, I mean, it's just, that's just the nature of the beast right now. It's just unfortunate because we don't have a roster that has Chris Bosh, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade. You have a Jimmy Butler who is great in the playoffs. Now, if you told me that in addition to Jimmy Butler, you had 2 other guys that were comparable in terms of talent, like let's say like a Zach LaVine, and then maybe some other guy out there, or if somehow Nikola Jovic blossomed into the second coming of Tony Kukoc, then Bam would all he would have to worry about doing is be a roaming free safety, play defense, rebound, get points at the basket, assuming you had a competent like Jason Kidd type point guard, and just do all the dirty work, because that would be his wheelhouse. When we expect too much from a player that isn't wired that way, we're always going to be disappointed. And that's one of the reasons why, as far as my expectations of Bam are concerned, I'm not expecting Sean Kemp. I'm not expecting Amari Stoudemire. I'm not expecting Chris Webber, because that's just not who he is. And until we have a better team, that's what we're just going to have to be okay with.
I think Amari Stoudemire is a fair one, though. Like, I think if you get Bam to like a point guard like a Steve Nash, then he could beat Amari Stoudemire with better defense. I want Alex to finish his point. I know TJ wanted to jump in here, but I got
not offensively.
Too. What, Amari Stoudemire? He can already hit. He can jump. He can catch lobs, and he can.
Amari wanted it more. Amari was much more assertive than Bam. He's not wired the same way.
I understand. We're going to keep the show moving, though. But go ahead, Alex, because me and you going to argue about this after the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, like, speaking more to Bam's like individual impact this game, like the Bucks. What did the Bucks absolutely destroy us in Game 2? They destroyed us on the glass and from 3 with second chance points. They had 1 offensive rebound in the first half. That was because Bam was doing his best to shut down the glass from Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis. Brook Lopez had 3 rebounds for the whole game before he got taken out because they were getting blown out. So, that speaks to the effort that he put in on that end. There's also times where he was guarding Middleton and slowing him a little bit. And the key thing is, like, the one thing I give Tyler a lot of shit for, and I'm not trying to just shoehorn him into this conversation, but the one thing I give him shit for is, like, you need to know when it's not your night and defer. And I would rather Bam go 4 of 10 and defer and us win by 20 than him try to force the issue, go 5 of 19 and we lose because he's taking those shots away from people that are on their game that night. And ultimately, he made the right call, and it resulted in a big win. And he did other shit throughout the game that impacted the game at a high level. Bam Adebayo is a top 15 player in the league just on his defense alone.
I think the fact that he averages 18 and 9 is also pretty good to put him in that top 15 conversation. Thank you, James Todd, with the $5 donut. He said, for all the struggles we've had this season, of course, I read this already. Oh, why am I way up here? Heather, with the 199 donut, she said, I'll take that one. I'll take one of those for 5,000, Alex. Don't know what you're talking about because I think we're too far. This comment's been there for a long time. Sorry, Heather. Go ahead, TJ. I know you wanted to jump in.
He's better than this guy. He's much better than this guy. Defensively, he's my favorite defender in the league. I think he's the most versatile in the league. But like, think of Bam, how Bam should be tiered in terms of like a team, in terms of like a role and everything. Like, think of him like DeAndre Ayton. Like, he's obviously better than DeAndre Ayton, but DeAndre Ayton shouldn't be the second best player on your team. If he's the second best player on your team isn't very good. You say fourth, Ricky, but like they were in the finals. The year before last, and he was
the third best player.
He was the third option. So, like that's where he should be, bro. That's Bam would be the greatest third option in the league. We love him way more. This is how I feel about Tyler and everything like that. It's much more a roster construction thing than an actual player thing. I think if you add a guy who can actually get Bam Adebayo the ball and make things very easy for him, he might not, in terms of his numbers, he might average 18, 20, 22, somewhere around the same thing, but the efficiency will be way better. He'll be getting to his spots way easier. He'll be getting better looks, and we won't be having these issues of where Bam isn't taking over and Bam isn't doing his own thing. He'll just be getting it easy. So that's where Bam should be tiered in terms of like his skill set and how he is as a player in terms of a championship level team. But he's not, because you got Jimmy, is Bam, and then role players everywhere. So it ain't gonna hit the same.
Let me back up your point. Twan. Lamar Odom on those championship Lakers from the 2010s. At one point, he was the second best player on that team between about 2004 and 2008, right before the Powell trade, and he was pissing people off. Like, he's like, okay, he's supposed to be the Pippen to Kobe's Michael, and he wasn't showing up consistently every night offensively. We expected. I mean, he had all the talent. I mean, Lamar was known as the goods for a reason. Go back and look at young Lamar Odom. That dude was crazy. I'm not even talking about Miami Odom. I'm talking about point guard 6'9" Clippers Odom. He had everything. Mm-hmm. And then once Bynum came into his own, once Powell showed up in Miami, once Powell showed up in LA, then you had Kobe, Powell, Bynum. Then you had Fisher, who, you can say what you want about him, but I mean, he could start on this team today. Well, not today, but like prime Fisher could start on this team today and be wonderful for this team. And as a result, what happened to Lamar? Sixth Man of the Year candidate. He became crazy. He allowed, I didn't mean it in that way, because obviously what happened later was tragic. But no, I mean, like, he was fantastic in his role. He did all the other stuff that without any of the pressure.
Motherfuckers sniffing coke is tragic, right? That's not tragic. That's a choice.
Well,
he chose to sniff cocaine.
Well, he's had mental health issues for a long time, and that was like a trigger for him.
The cocaine?
So, I mean, there was a lot of that.
He probably should have eased up.
That's an, I mean, fault. Yeah, but again, what are we doing? My point was that he became the fourth best player, and
Royal is advocating against dating white women, is what he's saying.
You know what? I like the way you translate.
Oh, no, I'm against the K family. But
did you see how Ricky vehemently stood against you when I
see it? You see it?
I ain't even gonna start. Let's change the topic. Let's pivot one time. We all know that there are some adjustments being made by both teams coming game 4. I kind of want to know your answers to the adjustments. We know Giannis is coming back, bro. Like, Giannis is coming back. What's Miami's answer? Do you continue using this? Do you roll back out the same starting lineup considering what they did today? Do you change the starting lineup to kind of adjust for that? Ricky, we'll start with you. Like, what does Miami do knowing that Giannis is on the horizon coming back for this team?
Well, options are limited. It's not really that much you can do. You just keep doing the best you can with what you have and hope that their shots don't fall like they did in game 2. Because remember, this is the 1 versus the 8 seed. I know it's easy to lose sight of that because it's like, oh, we've beaten this team a couple times and we kept it close. But the reality is, my friends, this is the best, arguably the best team in the league versus a Miami Heat team that's been mid all season. So whatever you can do, just keep trying to hope, just keep doing the best you can. Hope your shots fall. Hope that Bam is aggressive. And, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Heather.
You just can't help yourself, bro. I be trying to spare you, Ricky. You just can't stop yourself. Go ahead, Shelby. What adjustments do you see Miami making with Giannis coming back?
I would like to see them go to more zone. I think that's the best option for playing around Giannis. The Bucks have been hot from 3 the last 2 games, but I think the game plan when Giannis is the primary option is to, form that wall that everyone always talks about, and stop him from, getting effortlessly into the paint. Guys need to be willing to, put their bodies on the line when he drives, because they're going to have to take a hit. They need to get him into early foul trouble to get him out of the game. And then, you can go back into the game plan that we've seen the last 2 games. Well, maybe not game 2, but this game plan where, you try to limit Dru and Middleton as best you can. I'm a little afraid of how a Giannis and Brook tandem is going to work, not only offensively, but defensively. But we'll have to see how that plays out when the game rolls around.
I think if Giannis comes back, Brook will be at the 3-point line, which plays into Miami Heat's hands, in my opinion. TJ, what do you see Miami doing?
Yeah, I think we still see the same starting lineup. I think they'll be easier to it's Giannis. So take this.
Right.
Don't
easy is relative.
Yeah, they'll be easier to guard from a you understand what you need to do. You'll understand the assignment. Bam is going to get the Giannis assignment unless he gets into foul trouble, which y'all better start doing some praying right now. But Kevin Love will get the Brook Lopez assignment. You'll be able to send extra help if you want to, and you got to hope their shooters aren't shooting. While Giannis is a good passer, he'll throw you some Stevies. He'll throw you a couple, like he'll drive, as deep as he can get, pause, and like he'll throw that thing back out, pause.
He'll throw it where they think is
resume. Fast forward.
He don't really pay attention to where he's throwing, and he's throwing where you're supposed to be at. So pause. So he'll give you some
resume.
And this team, the way that they have capitalized on turnovers, this playoffs at least, not game 2, but game 1. And then this game, the way they capitalize off turnovers, like that's what gets them going. That's what brings their energy. They'll be at home. So you're gonna have to rely on Giannis, foul trouble, turnovers, and their shooters not hitting. And you got hopefully that the shooting that we had tonight, the shooting that we had in game 1, hopefully it carries over to game 4, man. And there's an avenue for them to win. Obviously, it's a lot tougher with Giannis, but there's definitely ways for this team to come out, and it wouldn't shock me if they beat them in game 4.
Offensively, I have no idea what Miami's going to do with Giannis back in that lineup, because he is going to aid Brook Lopez in shutting down that paint, and it's going to make the game a whole lot harder for Jimmy Butler. But Bam Adebayo will get more opportunities in that mid-range jump shot. Defensively, you go right back to the game plan from game 1. Put Bam on the island with Giannis. I think that's what's going to end up happening. You play him straight up one-on-one, and you stop everything else. Bam, contain Giannis to the best of your abilities, which means they're probably going to get 35 and 13, but it's going to be a hard-fought 35 and 13. You know what I mean? But it's inevitable. We all know who Giannis is. I see you, Ricky. But we all know who Giannis is. Like, he's going to be that. You know what I mean? Bam's job is going to be make it difficult. Everybody else's job is going to be not to get cooked, not down the perimeter. And I think we got a good shot of that. You put Jimmy on Dru. You leave Love out there to start lineup. Have him guard Have him guard Brook Lopez, and then you put Max on Middleton.
Pray. Just pray.
Max finna get his face fried off. But hey, listen. That's what you do though. I mean, they guarded him okay tonight. Maybe switch up the Max Jimmy assignment from time to time. Who knows? But I think you have a better chance. Like you said, it's not easier to guard the Bucks when Giannis is playing. I think the offensive game plan is more direct from Milwaukee. So the ball isn't going to move as much. You know who's going to have the ball, and you know where it's going. It's going to the front of the rim, which will keep Bam in front of the rim, better rebounding numbers, so on and so forth. Ricky, you want to jump in here before we move on to predictions?
Yeah. Oh, so, remember, he's coming back from a low back injury. And as someone that's had to deal with back issues in the last few years, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
That will significantly impact your mobility, and that will arguably make Bam's defensive assignment a little bit easier because it might cause their offensive sets to stagnate as a result in order to preserve Giannis's mobility, at least for that first game back. Now, I know they've been giving him a great deal of treatment since the injury, but still, there's a reason why he didn't play tonight either. And I think that could play a factor in Game 4. Doesn't mean he won't be effective in his own way, but I think it might make Bam's job a little bit easier defensively. No, William, don't do that. And as a result, it could potentially allow him to expend more energy offensively, which I imagine would be even more helpful for the Heat.
TJ, you're killing me with that cash, bro. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't with you, bro.
Oh, and Valeria, it's the Knicks, which will be very hard for me.
I have no idea what
we'll be playing the Cavs in round 2.
I don't know
what you're
talking about, but I do not want to hear about. I do not want to hear about what's going to be very hard for you, bro. Like that's just not a thing that I expect to talk about tonight, Ricky J. Mark.
It was a party last night. Shabbat shalom.
Let's go to the next game. I'm gonna start with you, Ricky. Again, the boy feeling good. Stop looking like that, bro. That's not it.
It's kind of what?
Nothing.
Let me live my truth. What's weird? This has the potential to be. What's going on? What are we doing? I don't feel safe.
Bro, I'm not letting you live your truth, bro. I'm going to deliver you.
Oh, okay, so
we gonna get you away from the devil.
The devil is a lie. Blessed are the Lord our God, King of the universe, who allows me to overcome these temptations. No, listen. Shoot. No, this is crazy. I'm going to say this, and I feel like I'm going to regret it the moment I say it. This has the potential to be a nuclear bomb type of event because there's a real chance, and I don't know why I can't believe I'm saying this. There's a real chance the Heat go up 3-1 on the Bucks this week. But so did the Lakers in 2006 against the Suns and Amar Stoudemire. So, you know what I mean? Like it, you know what I'm saying? It's
your mama.
Yeah. That was him.
The GOAT. Yeah. Come on now. Shotman, the boy feeling good?
No, I don't feel good. But I am going to make a prediction that I don't often do. And that is that the Miami Heat are going to win on Monday because Giannis will not play. That's my prediction. I don't think he's going to be ready. Everyone keeps saying he'll be ready. I've had a lower back injury myself as well. Obviously, I'm not an NBA player, but that shit hurts. Like, just doing menial tasks with a lower back injury hurts. And so for him to go out and play NBA basketball at a high level, I don't think he's gonna be ready in 2 days like that. Like, I just don't see it. Now I could be wrong. If he is out there, I don't see him going for 30. Like, I just don't see that level of exertion being healed in a week. It just doesn't seem human. And now, granted, Giannis is probably the closest superhuman on the planet. So we'll see if I'm proven wrong on that. But I am going to predict a 113-2 to 107 Miami Heat victory.
I like
It is so
that.
hard to move your hips when you have a bad back.
But I ain't gonna hold you, Alex. The 35-year-old man in me felt that in my soul when you would talk about that back pain. Jesus Christ. No,
I'm well aware I'm not Giannis. I readily admitted that in my second sentence on the subject.
What? You're not Giannis? What the fuck, bro? Like, who on here is surprised that Alex Sheltman is not Giannis?
You got me.
Thank you. Jeez, Louise. TJ, the boy feeling good?
Resume.
Ladies and gentlemen. This has been quite the evening for me.
Come on now.
I can't believe I'm about to say it.
Come on now.
Miami going up 3-1.
Oh, Lord. We're going to lose.
Miami going up 3-1. Miami going out 3-1. Giannis, you running and dunking ain't working. Not in the Kamehameha Center. You better pack that back up. Throw on some icy hot. You can get some HGH injections. You can do whatever you want. But big man, we have a Bam. We have a MJ.
Tabernacle.
Yes.
And as of tonight, I can't believe I'm going to say it. Ladies and gentlemen,
Say it.
we got
Yes, love.
50. 55 is you will answer for your crimes. You will answer for your sins. And Miami is going up 3-1.
Oh yeah.
We're going to lose.
Packing somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off.
Who in the blue hell do you think you are, Justin? This show will not be ended as such because the boy has not told you what's actually about to go down. A bar for bar.
I forgot about that.
In game 4. In the Kame, Haya Center.
Yeah.
The Heat about to blow that shit out. Fuck is you talking about? Bitch. Play the video, Justin. Play it. You want to play it so bad? Play the shit. No, play the fucking
I
video,
quit.
Justin. Don't care. I can produce myself. Fuck is you talking about? Bye, y'all. Wait, what? Justin, what?
Knicks and 6, baby.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight.
Knicks suck.
Hey.
No, they do
Come
not.
on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules. Heat
Poverty
back in the air.
franchise.
We about to blow. This the
Road is
basement.
a
Ain't
biz.
nobody say you already know. Grab a seat and kick your feet before you get too comfortable. You want the X's and the O's, the Trey, yes and no, friends and the foes, the Butlers and the Heroes. You can feel it in your soul. So when the ring is the goal, but if somebody need to go, we be sure to let you know. Going hard for my dogs is an everyday thing like